All right, guys. I wonder if LeBron had a lot of fun driving. My nephew gave me that LeBron James figure just a little while ago, and when I removed his legs, he ended up working just fine. His hands reached the steering wheels just right. Anyway, now I have left this thing all stock, besides obviously the wheels and tires and the shocks. I did change and put the oil filled MN shocks, but I did leave the stock springs because they seem to work better with these shocks than the ones that came with it. I'm not a big fan of these shocks. They're still real springy. They don't hold oil well at all, and one of mine came, it wouldn't even go together. I had to literally use some plumber's tape and try to hold the threads together on one part of it. So it wasn't the best of quality, I should say. But anyway, I got them working, and they're not much better than the stock ones are, but it does allow it to flex really nice. Regardless, these tires are excellent on this thing. If you have one of these, do yourself a favor and find you a set of these tires. They are really squishy, got a really nice foam inside of them, and they're wider. They fit this really well, and they grip nice. But what I did do is I added nylon washers right underneath the wheel nuts, because I noticed the holes are kind of large on these tires when they go over the axle. They got bored out a little bit, and it didn't quite tighten down as tight as it needed to against the wheel. So I put the washers on there, and now it's holding them tight as the stock ones were. So these work really good. The stock tires had a really nice tread to them, didn't work that bad, but these really grip and grab a whole lot better than the stock ones do. And I think it's due to those nice foams that's in there, or the kind of compound it uses. I mean, it's really, you can see it's so soft, and it likes to grip and grab. And these have been like the best small scale tires I've ever had for traction down here. Now this has been probably the most capable of the 1/12 scale MNRCs out the box. This one and the Jeep Cherokee are the only two I did not change the electronics on. This one's not bad at all. It's got a 390 motor in it. Let me see if I can pop the hood here. Yeah, you can barely see. It's got the heat sink on it, but that's pretty nice. It's got the 390 motor, which is a big increase in power compared to any of the other MN12 scale RCs. They use the same motor they used on the G500, the Mercedes, but this thing is nowhere near like as heavy as that thing was. It's got it's balanced a whole lot better, so it crawls way better than that thing did. So in my opinion, this is the best like of the smaller scale MNs. Still on top is the MN999 that I have. Once I'd put the upgrades to it that I did, that thing is unstoppable. It smokes all these other MNs, but of course it is 10th scale, so it's got to have more clearance just by default. But anyway, this is just like the other MNs. You got a throttle switch. Low gear is you got a drag brake, and it's on low speed, and then the high speed, you lose your drag brake. It's more for trailing speed. So there's low, and there's your drag brake. You can see it kick in, and there's high, and obviously you can see where there's no drag brake. It just kind of rolls freely, which I would just prefer one gear with the drag brake on, or just the one speed and a button where you can shift the drag brake off and on. I don't know why they didn't do it that way. That'd have been much better, because I would rather have the power of the fast speed. Even when you're driving slow, you got more torque. So I drive it in fast speed most of the time on the trail, but when I start to crawling and I really need that drag brake, I got to switch it down to the lower speed. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I wish it carried that drag brake over to the higher speed, but other than that, it's not a big deal. And that's not a, you know, it's definitely not a reason not to want to buy one of these. I think they're awesome. They have 3 models. They have a gray one, and then they got this orange one, and then they have a black one. It's really cool. It doesn't have a top or something. It's neat. It's shaped a little bit different. It's still a Jeep, but the doors are totally different on it, and it has I think roll bars and stuff. It looks really cool. I thought about getting that, but I got this one instead. But Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this thing. I am using the stock lithium-ion battery even, and it runs fine. It's got enough. It probably runs about 20 minutes or so. So if you got 2 or 3 of those MN batteries, you're set with this thing. And I mean, it's really capable in the woods. Even just stock with, like I said, the only thing I change are the tires and the shocks. But even if I didn't change the tires or shocks, the thing still runs almost as good as it did just now out the box. So it's really fun. Good little trail truck. So you know, I guess I can recommend it. It would do a lot better with like you slap like a Hobbywing 1080 or something on here, and a few other upgrades. But me personally, I just wanted to leave it stock. It runs good enough. It's just pretty much proved my point that, you know, MN can make a decent out the box little crawler. Just like the Cherokee that they got, the MN, I think it's the MN78, I can't remember, but that Cherokee, I left it all stock also, and I just have fun driving it around. But of course, yeah, like any RC, you can always make any part of any RC better. But if this is good enough, in my opinion, especially with these tires on it, it really helped it more. But anyway, okay guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. You got any questions for me, hit me up in the comment section. And as always, thank you for everything.